All right, we're here in Plainville in our ongoing tour of 41 towns in 41 days during this summer district work period. I'm here with my good friend Chris Wazorko, a council member here in town. Chris, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we had actually a lot of people home tonight. It's the first day of school.
Yes. Yeah, I think everyone's home, trying to have dinner that first night of school, find out what's going on.
And we heard a lot about education tonight. Obviously on people's minds on the first day of school. We ran in to a guy who, first thing right out of his mouth, I care about my kids, I care and support our schools. And the worry is that right now with town budgets really tight, while other towns are laying off teachers here in Plainville, what's happening is that you haven't filled some positions. Correct. But in a small school system, even that can have a real effect on schools,
absolutely.
Can it?
Yeah, not filling an administrator position in this case is probably saving 1.5 to 2 full-time positions in the schools. So those decisions are having to be made right now, especially last year and this year.
And there is, you said, $600,000 coming from the most recent emergency education bill that we passed in Congress, and that'll help, but only fills part of the need. So, Chris, I just mentioned one other conversation that we had at the end of the night, which was interesting, is that we talked to a guy who works in health insurance, and he was talking about a lot of the anxiety out there amongst the employers that he works with, who are trying to figure out how this healthcare reform bill is going to play out. And it was really interesting to get that perspective of a guy who's on the ground floor of healthcare reform, working with companies to figure out exactly what they're going to do. And it's a reminder to me about why door-to-door is so important, because now I have that connection with him. I left him my phone number. I asked him to give me a call, to give me sort of an update later on about how employers are dealing with it. And it's a guy that probably wouldn't have proactively called me to tell me about his experience, but now that we have that connection, I have somebody who can really represent what's happening in the real world out there with respect to healthcare reform. So it's another reminder of why this is so important. Well, listen, Chris, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation.
And
being here in Plainville yet again.
It's right next door, it's always good to be here in town in Plainville on our tour of 41 towns in 41 days.